Pringles, True Shake, Powerade, Burt's Auto Parts.
To our viewers, wherever you're joining us from, we're live on CVM TV for more ISSA Schoolboy football. Today we're featuring the Ben Francis Cup, and I'm your host Jenny Robinson, carrying you through all of the proceedings. Now we're at the business end of the season, and I've had the opportunity to travel all the way to Mandeville. We're at Manchester High to feature today's encounter. It will be Manchester High versus William Knibb High, and this one promises to be another exciting encounter. Now, just to give you guys a little fun fact, we haven't seen William Knibb all season, so this matchup will be one where we get to see the quality of the boys. They've reached so far, not being able to make it into the Costa Cup, but they have the chance to vie for the title of the Ben Francis Cup. Speaking to the coach a little bit earlier, and we know that they would have faced some trouble from the recent passage of the hurricane, and we have a few players on the bench who they were also affected by the hurricane. So as I've always said, and I continue to say, football is the means to distract these young boys from their current reality. And just to delve a little bit deeper into these discussions, I had the chance to talk to both coaches. Let's hear what they have to say. Coach Chambers, I feel like I've talked to you a lot this season, but as for your team, you guys have been ruthless in attack as well this season. 87 goals so far. What's your key contributing to your offensive efficiency, especially in today's knockout style matchup?
Well, we have our principle, and we're just sticking to our principles, and we're just sticking to our principles. And our key principle is the attacking one, and we want to put a lot of emphasis on it. We have a young team, and we're just trying to soak up and get as much experience as possible.
Your team has showed balance this season, high scoring numbers, strong defensive records, 8 clean sheets from Elijah Ward. How do you ensure that the defensive structure remains disciplined against William Knibb that can counter quickly?
Yeah, the reality is, we defend as a team and we attack as a team. As you mentioned before, with the attacking side, we're attacking numbers and we're also defending numbers. So that's a key contribution to the clean sheets.
And we're in the Ben Francis here today. You play against William Knibb Memorial High. Just talk to me about the mood in the camp going into today's encounter.
Well, the mood in the camp wasn't always high. We wanted to go further in the Costa Cup. Unfortunately,
yes,
we fell short. But we were lucky enough to get another bite of the cherry at the Ben Francis. So the school has never won a major senior schoolboy trophy. So we want to make some history.
All right, thank you, Coach. All the best today.
Thank you, too.
Historically, these two teams haven't met often, but the stakes are massive today. You're in the Ben Francis Cup, and what's the main message that you'd like to give the viewers, especially since we haven't got to see probably the squad that you're so
for the viewers, it's just to be patient with these boys. My average age of my team today is about 15.4. It's a very young team. Many feels like they have exceeded expectation being here now. Many didn't give them much chance to come out of the zone. In fact, my principal said, Dwight, this year just don't get embarrassed. And now we're here we came out of the round of 16. We're in the Ben Francis Cup. I just want these guys to play, and the game is the best teacher, and I want them to play as much as possible. So I'm grateful for them to be here. The handbrake is off. We're relaxed. And we're having fun. We want to win the game, yes, but we're having fun.
Of course, I have to ask you, the recent passage of Hurricane Melissa would have affected numerous schools in the western end of the island, William Knibb being one of them. Can you speak to me about just the progress that has happened since the hurricane, and what are you guys planning to do going forward?
It's massive to have the boys here today. My first choice goalkeeper is not here today because he lost his home, and other stuff are happening. One of my players who are on the bench today also lost his home. So it was massive. We couldn't get in touch with them for a long period. They didn't kick a ball for about 3.5 weeks, and when you have team this young, inexperienced, and the talent development is very low at the moment, it was massive. So when we came back, we realized our first game in the Costa Cup was just going to be too early for us. So we targeted the Ben Francis Cup. Hopefully we could get ready for it. Not quite as much as we'd want, but it's the best we could be at the moment. So yeah, this competition is where we're trying to see if we can really rebound and give the community something to smile about.
Looking forward to seeing you and your boys today. Thank you, Coach.
Appreciate it.
I know you've heard it from both head coaches. A lot to say about the football and the environment of it right now and how it has affected both two teams. But both of them will want to see if they can vie for the title of the Ben Francis Cup. To take you through more football, we have our commentary team of Gerard Morrisili and Lyle Anthony Golding.
The internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winford Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.
Let's delve deep into the issues. We'll take you beneath the surface.
Greetings and salutations. My name is Orville Higgins and it's another edition of Fan Central.
Talking to the people at the heart of the top sporting stories. Hear from your favorite sportsmen and women and the administrators who work tirelessly to make it all happen. It's live sports talk.
I've written an entire article.
Yeah.
Looking at all the major issues every Tuesday at 9 p.m. It's Fan Central.
Rivalry is back and the stakes are sky high. This December, Jamaica's Sunshine Girls storm into London to face England's Vitality Roses in a two-match Horizon Netball Series showdown. And we're bringing every second to you live on CVM. On Saturday, December 13 and Sunday, December 14, cheer on the Sunshine Girls as they defend their dominance. Match time, 9 a.m. Two teams, two battles, one island. Battered but not broken. Feel the speed, the energy, the fire. Sunshine Girls versus Vitality Roses, live from the Copper Box Arena. See it happen only on CVM TV and CVMTV.com. Brought to you by Best Dressed Chicken and Water.
Written. Manchester High, the free-flowing scorers, stand face-to-face with William Knibb, the disciplined warriors of Trelawney, both chasing a trophy they've never held, both refusing to blink on this stage. Belief meets desire, and only one can survive. Hello and welcome to CVM's coverage of ISSA Schoolboy football in the beautiful island of Jamaica. And we have a pretty entertaining match lined up for you to kickstart the Ben Francis Cup. These two teams will have exited the Costa Cup round of 16, but they have a chance still to get silverware. Knockout football is all about aggression, all about consistency, and all about precision. Can afford little mistakes when you play knockout football, and this is how we line up for the first round. Garvin Maceo and the Manning School both get buys due to the withdrawal of Magotty and Malden High Schools. And Manchester High against William Knibb will kick off the first round, and Ocho Rios High, they come up against Old Harbour High to go forward and see who goes forward to the quarterfinals, to the next round of the Ben Francis Cup. Of course, the 4 teams that would not advance to the semi-finals of the Costa Cup will join these teams to vie for the Ben Francis Cup. So even though they may not get that coveted trophy in the league, they can still walk away with something, and that is what is important.
Welcome to Ben Francis Cup against Manchester.
William Knibb, a team that has been shaken, a school that has been shaken by the passage of Hurricane Melissa, which has affected so many people on the western side of the country. If you listen to their coach, Dwight Jeremiah, during the pre-game show, he would have made mention of the fact that he is out of a player, a goalkeeper, because of damages to his home, lost his home. But these two teams, they're chasing history, a chance to lift a trophy, the first that either school would get in their senior football journey. Time now for the national anthem.
Please stand for the playing of the national anthem.
The teams greet before they do battle, and I find it as the perfect time to introduce myself. I'm Gerard Morris Seeley, and alongside me is my analyst for today's game, Lyle Anthony Golden. Lyle, your initial thoughts on this matchup?
Good afternoon, Gerard, and good afternoon to our viewers. It's definitely going to be an intriguing one. A team that we've seen quite a few times live and exclusive on CVM TV in Manchester. A team that this is now my 3rd time seeing them, and a team that we haven't yet seen in William Knibb. A team that loves to score goals in Manchester High. As we look at the referees, Andre Dorp, the main referee, assisted by Jermaine Lee Singh, Joshua Jackson, and Doyen Tummings. It's a team in Manchester High that love to score, led by one of the country's leading marksmen, Javante Gordon, 28 goals this season. He'll be looking to fire his team to a win and maybe hit that magic 30 goal mark. But for William Knibb, I mean, it's about much more than just the football. As we've mentioned, and as you heard from the coach, they've been ravaged by Hurricane Melissa. Some of these boys from this team losing a lot of their possessions, some losing their homes. And it's been difficult for them. They returned to the competition after Hurricane Melissa with a 4-0 defeat to Cornwall College. And I mean, it was a tough one to see. As we will briefly look at the Manchester High lineups. In goal, Jaleja Ward, number 40, Damani Myers, Conrad Messam, Devontae Vidal, Daniel Bartley, Javante Gordon, the marksman, Shamon Reynolds, Brandon Brown, DeAndre Reed, Michael Reed, Troy Dan Flemings, and head coach Johnny Chambers.
Yeah, let's look at it. William Knibb in goal. Devon Simpson in front of him, Caleb Horton, Siobhan Lewis, Cohen, Marley, and Aldino Vernon at left back. In the middle of the field, you'll see Jaheim Brown, Cahill Campbell, Richardino Wilson, Rashandre Anglin, Dominic Gallimore, and Alex Sutton, the front man. And they're coached by Dwight Jeremiah.
Yeah, so a team in William Knibb that's very young, as you heard, but they'll be certainly looking to write some history for themselves, and they'll be led by one Jaheim Brown, one of the elder statesmen in this team, one of the few older players, 18 years old, 5 goals, 4 assists this season. We'll be looking for him maybe to make a mark for William Knibb, and get what would be an upset win.
And William Knibb will get us going in this encounter. They'll be looking to get a quick start against a team that has shown their scoring prowess. 87 goals they have this season. Manchester High. I think it's time for me to make mention of the kit William Knibb decked out in there. I think it's purple and green. Yeah. Soccer Express, of course, the official kick sponsor of the ISSA Schoolboy football season for 2025. This one inside early trouble for William Knibb. Manchester High has shot in the turn. They are not able to control it, and the first real signs of intent coming from Javante Gordon.
Yeah, not a man you want to give that much space in the middle of the box. On the swivel, tried to take the snapshot. It took a nick out for the first corner of the game, but William Knibb cannot afford to give him that much space.
Yeah, that's a 28-goal man, Javante Gordon, so their chief talisman. Sent back into the box. And that was the intention, rather. Manchester High, they try to come again, and that's they've done well, William Knibb, to avert the danger some kind of way, and now they get the goal kick.
Yeah, and it's something you'll definitely see from this Manchester High team, looking to press William Knibb high, press them up the pitch and try and win the ball back quickly and get it into the feet of their marksman. And William Knibb in some danger as they try to play out, and maybe playing up from the back would be, well, essentially playing into the hands of Manchester High.
Yeah, well, this Ben Francis Cup showdown brings together two proud rural programs. They're on very different journeys, and one being built on flair and goals, and the other on grit and resilience. Yet they both are united by a hunger for silverware that has long eluded both of them. Manchester High now, they have a chance coming forward. Should have a shot on goal, and Gordon is there to slot it home. That's the first of the contest. He now has 29 this season.
Yeah, showing off his dance moves as well. And William Knibb just giving Manchester High far too much space initially. It was the number 17 for Manchester High, Michael Reed, coming down that left side. As we take another look at it, lovely ball in behind. So much space for Reed to operate in, not really closing him down. Lovely chop. It's not the best shot. And I mean, we know that it's not their first choice keeper. It's Devon Simpson in goal, and he parries it right into the path of the last man you want to see it fall to if you're William Knibb. It's Javante Gordon. Poachers finished Fox in the box right where he needed to be. 1-0 to Manchester High.
Yeah, we didn't have to wait long at all. The goal coming in the 4th minute. Making it 1-0. And yeah, Javante Gordon has been on 28 goals for quite some time, and now I'm glad that he will be glad that he can finally get that one step closer to 30 goals in the season, which is kind of a golden territory for majority of our players. These players, the ones who play up front, and be joining the likes of Dejan and Whisper Richards, who would have gotten 30 goals in a season. Kaheem Dixon would have gotten that 30 goal mark as well a couple seasons ago. Oreen Watson. So a good list of players there to join. William Knibb, how would they answer? You know, Coach Jeremiah, pre-game, did state that, you know, this was their focus. He knew that they would not have been ready for the DaCosta Cup challenge so soon after the passage of Hurricane Melissa. And he said, you know, let's switch focus to the Ben Francis Cup and see how well prepared we can be for that encounter, for that journey, for that competition. A young team, but they've shown that they have guts. 4 losses they have this season. Lost 1 game in the round of 16, drew the other 2, so they were not able to advance. Manchester High, pretty similar.
Yeah, and William Knibb, as their coach, had exceeded a lot of expectations. Only lost once in the opening round, and that was to Cedric Titus, who topped their group with a perfect record. Since then, not been as smooth sailing for them. As we know, very, very, very young team, but Manchester High look to punish once again.
That cross a little bit too much, and Shimon Reynolds could only watch it go out. William Knibb have the throw, and they restart quickly, but that one is given right away, right back to the Manchester players.
Yeah, and with that goal, Javante Gordon, I believe, now drawing level with Teron Eccleston, who was long in the lead for the Golden Boot in the DaCosta Cup, on 29 goals for Cedric Titus. So 1 more goal for him, and he goes clear as the leading marksman.
Michael Reed does well to get that away from Khalil Campbell. Eventually cleared away, and Manchester would regain possession. Goal kick. William Knibb.
Yeah, you can pick up some instructions coming from the Manchester High bench, just trying to encourage them to be a bit more patient. I mean, it's a William Knibb team that is going to give them quite a bit of time on the ball in the middle of the park, and if they can make use of it, they've shown a couple of times within the opening 8 minutes that they've been able to find space in the William Knibb half and look to create. But for William Knibb, it's going to be hopefully trying to take advantage of moments like that where Manchester High have it at the back, but they've played through it really well.
Oh, that's a beautiful ball played through.
Very good defending though. Siobhan Lewis, I think it was, coming across, and he had to make the challenge because Shimon Reynolds was lurking with some intent.
Yeah, here's a look at that pass again. Reynolds was on that one, and yeah, Lewis coming in there with the left foot and clearing it away. Here's a corner, the corner now swinging to the back post, and still with Manchester. Low cross this time, cleared away. They'll keep possession.
They're going to be a throw in this time though, and Manchester High in this competition with the deliveries of Brandon Brown have shown that they have a lot of prowess over set pieces. This time it's a throw.
That one is headed over.
Yeah, we cannot afford to give Manchester High too many opportunities, even on set plays. Brown does have a wicked right foot, and they can really beat you in numerous ways. Manchester High goes from open play, goes from set pieces. They have, of course, now the joint leading goal scorer in the competition in Gordon, but Reynolds on 9 goals as well. Jordan Fleming's their chief assist man with 10. They're a team with loads of quality.
Yeah. Manchester are without their 16-goal man O'Rain Wright today. So even though they do have Gordon, I guess the threat for William Knibb, one half of the job pretty much done without the 16-goal man right there to help out Gordon at the front. Of course, William Knibb are without their first choice goalkeeper. So Devon Simpson is in the box for him today. That one rolls away, and all Elijah Ward has to do is pick it up. He goes down now. So we have a slight delay here for him a slight pause for him to get some attention. Head and neck injuries, of course, are being treated with severity and with seriousness, no matter how small the impact.
And you spoke about William Knibb missing their first choice goalkeeper, but as we said, beyond that, it's a team that is not only young, but that massive break after the passage of Hurricane Melissa, breaking up their momentum and obviously playing on them massively mentally. As you remember, this is in fact schoolboy football. These are young boys. As we take another look at the head injury for Ward, he just a late coming together, maybe with the shoulder, but maybe not too much to worry about for Ward. Well, yeah, these are young boys, and this is as much about development as it is anything else. And for them, obviously massive kudos to the coaching staff and everyone at the school to be able to get them back in the mind state where they're able to come out and strut their stuff and hopefully put in a good performance for the fans of William Knibb.
William Knibb trying to get that ball forward and into the box, and Ward now plays it out from the back. And you know, there was a lot of debate about whether or not the season should continue after the passage of Hurricane Melissa, especially with the damage caused to the western end of the island. William Knibb trying to create something here, and I was one of those who was in support of continuing the season, simply because despite all of the tragedy that would have gone on the western end, a lot of these boys can use this as an outlet to distract themselves from their reality, as Janae so lovely put it in her opening. And I, as a sportsman myself, I understand what it means to be going through something at home in my personal life. And I shot his way over the bar from Cahill Campbell and use, you know, things like training ground days or match days to release that pressure, escape from the real world. 90 minutes they have to just not live with the fact that they may not have their favorite book or their favorite game, or their family's roof may be off. And you know, some people may see it as a lack of empathy, but I rather see it as a sign of strength and wanting to progress. You're not ignoring that things happen, you're just not letting them define how you are going to advance in life. Free kick here for Manchester. Standing over this one is Daniel Bartley. So a chance for William Knibb to go, or for Manchester to go 2 up. This one not too far out, about 30 yards out.
Does have the special in his locker. Scored a screamer in one of our previous broadcasting games for Manchester High, Daniel Bartley. So he's dangerous from even this range.
Brandon Brown is standing over there, but Bartley's going to take a shot, and it's a ground eater, but straight into the hands of Devon Simpson. He does well to keep it out.
Yeah, he felt something as well as he went down to make the save. He's going to need some treatment. Brandon Brown there. Maybe he'll be saying, let me have the next one. But yeah, Bartley and Brown, two experts when it comes to dead ball situations. Yeah. Bartley 3 goals this season.
And while he's on, I just want to go a step further in my rant, if you can call it so.
It's a lovely soliloquy.
We need to remember that for some of these boys, especially in the rural areas, urban areas, inner city areas, this is an opportunity for them to change their lives. So you have players in their final year. I think it was the Calabar coach Jeremy Miller who acknowledged that most of his team won't be back next year. And if they just halted the season or canceled the remainder of the season, those boys would have left school without the certain opportunities that this competition would have provided for them. It's not just about winning a cup. It's about giving yourself a chance to get a scholarship, be scouted, join a Premier League team, whether it's the Jamaican Premier League or other Premier Leagues. So, yeah, I think this competition really had to continue, and I'm glad it did. Here's William Knibb coming forward now. And that searching pass from Campbell was looking for Alex Hutton.
The first time we've really seen them open up a bit and threaten with a pass in behind initially though. It was Khalil Campbell in the middle of the park with a lovely bit of footwork and then sprayed it out to that left side, which really was enabling them to start and move. Harry's again Campbell, that time a bit too much on the ball, but if they're able to get those early passes out into space for their runners, especially Alex Hutton, who's been on his back a couple of times so far today, could be an avenue for some joy for William Knibb. Alex Hutton, 6 goals so far this season, their leading goal scorer, 2 assists as well for him. You see him pictured in the middle of your screen in number 9.
Yeah, William Knibb had a slow start to this game, but they're seemingly picking up the pace. Manchester trying to go forward. Almost through was Gordon. Was it cleared away again convincingly by Siobhan Lewis.
Yeah, he's been sweeping up well so far. And it's imperative for him, as Gordon, a man that loves to run the channels, try and get in behind, play off the shoulder. So far, well, since his first goal, Lewis has been up to both tests.
Long throw into the box, cleared away. The follow-up shot from Brandon Brown. No trouble for Simpson in goal.
Yeah, didn't quite catch it as well as he wanted. You could see maybe what he was trying to do. Get onto it on an angle, try and fire it back across goal, but not enough power on it. And then again, William Knibb trying to play out from the back, presenting possession back to Manchester High, and now giving them a free kick as well. That one was won well by Shamon Reynolds.
Yeah, the Ben Francis Cup. This competition, the first day of it for the 2025 season, as Manchester set up for this free kick. It's Brandon Brown, the man who took the shot a few moments ago. Neither of these teams have won this trophy or any trophy in schoolboy football, so they're searching for their first. Here's Brown. Brown swings it in. The header, not good enough. Couldn't divert that one toward goal.
But again, you see his quality over dead balls, Brandon Brown. That one really, as good as it gets from that sort of position, giving the defense a decision to make, put it into a really good area. But this is a fantastic run from Reynolds.
Oh, that could have been the second one. That could have been a fantastic finish as well.
The applause on that far side. It was Troy and Fleming stealing in at the back post. Lovely play from Reynolds. Swung it across with some pace, and that one a difficult one for Fleming to deal with, but maybe he thinks he could have done a bit better with that.
You know, searching for Reynolds again. Yeah, there's Reynolds. Lovely cross there, and just enough height for Flemings to put it to the back of the net, but he couldn't find his footing. William Knibb now with a chance to come forward. Here's Alex Hutton, and he wasn't able to get past Bartley. The shot from long distance is way wide, and no threat for Elijah Ward, who would just go to.
I think he might have actually gone up for a throw-in right on the corner flag there. But those moments are exactly what you want if you're Alex Hutton there. Won the ball back up the pitch and got it to his feet early. That time didn't quite get the better of his man, tried to slip it past the last defender, and if he had beaten that man, he would have been in the run goal 1v1. But those are exactly the type of moments that you want to create for your number 9 and see if he can engineer a moment of brilliance. So far, nothing quite yet for Hutton, but promising signs as he's back on it again.
Reynolds clears it away now. And Manchester will keep possession. Yeah, the closest that either of these teams would have gotten William Knibb, the final of the CASA Cup in 2002, lost to Racines High. Hutton does well to skip over that challenge. And the uncertainty in the surface didn't allow Gordon to get that one under control as he would have liked. Reynolds, he's let loose now. Reynolds is making a run into the box. We'll look to cross here. He has 2 to aim for. Instead, goes to the top of the D, and Michael Reed swings it wide.
More very good play from Shamon Reynolds. Been one of their best players this season, and he has been a constant threat down that left side, and something that Jaheim Brown has struggled to deal with for William Knibb. That time again getting the better of Brown, pulling it back, very intelligent pass back to the edge of the box, and Brandon Brown again with another opportunity from distance, and again couldn't quite get it right, but can't give him too many opportunities in space to try and figure his range out, get his bearings, because sooner or later he's going to put the goalkeeper to the test as Hutton tries to put Elijah Ward to the test with some pressure.
Manchester again. We're going to come the other way now, and foul is called. Yeah, Devontae Vidal was not able to get that pass through to Brown as he was looking for. As if Manchester players down here. Man, Shamon Reynolds would need some assistance here. Yeah, we're halfway through the first half of this one. Manchester leading 1-0 over William Knibb. These two teams who would have exited the CASA Cup at the round of 16, looking for some kind of retribution in winning the Ben Francis Cup. A title is a title nonetheless, and these students are making their way from Trelawney to support their team.
It's a long old journey.
Oh, they're Manchester students. rather. It's all the green and the Manchester students leaving class to come and support their team. I'm sure that there's some there from Trelawney as well. Here's Manchester now on the prowl, trying to go forward. This could be some damage here. Reynolds was tracking, trying to make a run, giving an option for Gordon to pass to. Decided to go for the shot himself.
Yeah, it's another ball in behind the William Knibb defense. Gordon blistering pace, but again trying to beat Simpson at his near post. Maybe not the best option that time. Simpson did well to close off the angle. And William Knibb trying to do some combination play, get out. And Jaheim Brown, you see in the middle of the park, they're number 7. I don't think they've been able to get him on the ball as much as you really want to. They've won a free kick here. Midway into the Manchester high half, and one of the first opportunities for William Knibb maybe to get a ball into the box and put some pressure on Jaleja Ward.
William Knibb, they've done well enough to prevent Manchester from going 2-0 up, so they're still searching for that equalizer. This one is swung into the box. Slippage there for Gallimore. The referee deems that one a foul, so a free kick to Manchester. Reynolds lays that one away, and making the run is Daniel Bartley. Bartley crosses it. Again looking for Javante Gordon. Cleared away by Cahill Campbell at that time.
Yeah, Reynolds strutting his stuff now. They tried to get touch tight and really good hold up play, and then lovely back heel to get Bartley into some space, and he's having joy everywhere you look, whether it's running in behind or coming short. And they'll be looking to have some joy here with the throw of Bartley.
Long throw into the box. The follow up from Bartley is blocked. Brown finds Reynolds. Reynolds, a lovely turn. And the shot at the near post is parried away for a corner.
Yeah, he's in flow state right now, Shamon Reynolds. He thought for sure the angle had been cut off, but exceptional stuff. Took his defender back at the byline. Brilliant play to get free, and then to take a look at it. It's a lovely pickup from Brown, running in behind. And just a fantastic drop of the shoulder, leaves his defender in the dust, and at that point, I mean, you might even forgive him for going for glory.
Swing into the near post and dealt with. But despite that clearance from Richardino, Wilson have to do some more defending.
Michael Reed now taking over corner kick duty.
Another one, that one was able to get through somehow, but William Knibb able to get it out of their danger zone, and angling wins the throw-in.
Yeah, and they've been slowly but surely growing into the game since conceding early. Haven't had much possession at all, but you can tell the way that they've defended improving massively. There again, great work in the middle of the park, and now looking to free Alex Hutton. But it's just that final bit of quality at the moment lacking for William Knibb.
Oh,
lovely
that's
flick.
fantastic there from angling. But he's forced to run it out. Seems as if something is brewing. The referee goes over there to deal with it.
Yeah, it's never nice for a defender when you get shown up like that. It was a brilliant flick.
At least the player shake on it. Damani Myers extending the olive branch to angling, and he accepts. And one. Manchester still looking to defend this one, but William Knibb there on the prowl.
Yeah, that time just good 1v1 defending for Manchester High. Backed himself for pace. Did Conrad Messom, their captain, and did well to see out the danger. Well, there's still some here.
Gallimore fighting to win possession for William Knibb, but couldn't do so. So Manchester would stay with possession. Throw. Brown. William Knibb come away with it. What can they do here? Gallimore couldn't get the ball. Swung up now to Reynolds. Reynolds trying to find a pass out wide. Possession taken by William Knibb. Hutton. Ball goes out and stay with Manchester. Shoving it back on Gordon. Would give another free kick to William Knibb, to Manchester.
Yeah, they're making adjustments. As you see, that time, two players came across to double up Javante Gordon as the assistant, having now a word with Andre Dorma, who's had a very quick whistle so far this afternoon, isn't letting a lot go. Every time there's a bit of contact that might be illegal, he blows his whistle, and there's actually
a red card being shown to Javante Gordon. Javante Gordon has been sent for an early shower.
Can you believe it? It was clearly something off the ball that we didn't catch initially, but what a massive blow that is. We were saying he was having a decent first half, got his 29th goal of the season, joint top scorer, and now he leaves the contest in the 34th minute, and William Knibb, that's a massive lifeline for them.
Yeah, well, see how this affects Manchester tactically, but William Knibb breathing a sigh of relief. Brown passing that one to Vidal, and nothing comes of it. Yeah, it will be interesting to see if we can pick out what happened. Maybe it was something that he said to the referee, or a shove that he gave to one of the William Knibb defenders just before the free kick was taken. This one is inside, going for the spectacular. Foul given. Michael Reed, the big boot. But yeah, after Gordon was initially fouled, there was some tussle while he was running into the box. I'm not sure if the infringement was so severe or what was said after that caused the red card.
And we're going to take a look at it now. And look at Javonte Gordon here.
Yeah, yeah. There's the infringement.
I mean, you absolutely cannot do that. Losing your head. Blatant headbutt pointed out by the linesman on the far side. Tried to be slick with it and get away with it, but it's a moment of madness.
Yeah. So Caleb Houghton was on the receiving end of that. He was actually getting some medical treatment there.
Now it's going to be fascinating to see how that red card affects the game. Manchester High have dominated possession and they come forward again.
Yeah, and Reynolds is trying to turn that one into the net, but instead it goes over the crossbar.
Yeah, and you have to assume that most of the responsibility will now fall on his shoulders. I think he's been probably, even despite Gordon's opening goal, he's probably been the best player on the pitch so far for Manchester High. You can see now he's moved more centrally with Michael Reed drifting over to this left side, but certainly for William Knibb, it's a massive boost, but again, they give it away.
This one was trying to find Reed. Flemings. Yeah, I think the red card to Javonte Gordon is going to cause some kind of discomfort now to Manchester High. I think he almost thought he could get away with it.
Yeah, certainly did. Eagle-eyed assistant ensuring that he didn't. Manchester High nonetheless still looking to come forward. Good defending that time. Jaime Brown, right place at the right time.
No tussle for the ball there. And free kick taken quickly. Manchester. That's a lovely threaded pass. Shot comes in, it's blocked. Reed not able to convert. William Knibb, they go the other way. The offside flag goes up. And angling. The man committing the offense. Manchester again, they come forward. Angling, not a good pass. Trying to find Hutton. But he comes back and he clears somewhat. Breaks down the Manchester build-up.
And you have to assume for Dwight Jeremiah, he's hoping that his team, especially now you can't concede a second in, if you can get them in at halftime, 1-0 down, make some adjustments because there's an opportunity here, but Shamon Reynolds has something to say about it.
Reynolds. Spot of danger for William Knibb, but they clear it. Manchester still have the ball though. Brown thinking of a shot, takes it, it's blocked. Reynolds gets it back, he thinks of a shot. Opts not to, instead trying to find a pass to Michael Reed. Just overhit. Approaching the 40th minute. in this first half, leaving just 5 minutes to play. Manchester, they have a slight advantage. Shimon Reynolds trying to go for some finesse. William Knibb get it back.
And that's what they need more of. Jaheim Brown in the middle, just taking his time, picking out a pass, and then they try and go for it quickly, but Manchester High win it back. It's a bit more control is required in the midfield for William Knibb because they need to try and make advantage of the numerical superiority that they have.
Not a very good pass by DeAndre Reed, but Manchester still come away with it somehow. Vidal. Yeah, Manchester's just having some difficulties now running their offense a bit. Angling goes down. There's Dwight Jeremiah, the William Knibb head coach.
And I just spoke about maybe just wanting to get his charges in at halftime and make some adjustments because I've been playing with a traditional sweeper in Siobhan Lewis. If you notice, some of the times when they're in their rest events, Lewis just playing behind the back four, drops in and tries to mop up any runs coming in behind, but without Javante Gordon now, it's not going to be the same level of threat off the shoulders of the centre-backs for William Knibb. So there's potential here if they want to be a bit more adventurous, a bit more expressive in the second half. First of all, they have to try and not concede again in the first half, but there is certainly a chance for them in this game.
Trying to free Hutton. Comes off his line and clears away Ward. Brown finds a nice pass to Reed. Michael Reed, that is. Vidal. Back to Michael Reed. Reed finds Reynolds. Reynolds is through. He's brought down. And the penalty is given. So Reynolds brought down in the box. The referee thought it was enough contact for a penalty.
Yeah, and if you're William Knibb, you cannot give the referee a decision to make there. Andre Dorma, as I said earlier, he's had a very quick whistle this afternoon. Very niggly fouls have been given all game so far, and here's the coming together. Yes, it's a elbow or a shove in the back, but you have to know that Shimon Reynolds is going to be looking for that, especially in the situation of the game. Poor defending from Horton, and now Reynolds will have an opportunity to convert. Was it soft? Maybe, but penalty given nonetheless. Chance for Manchester High to double their lead.
Reynolds steps up now. Converted with ease. Reynolds oozes confidence, and he showed it with the composure to convert. Manchester, they lead 2-0.
Easy as you like. Over the penalty for Shimon Reynolds. And a player of his quality, you'd really expect nothing less.
Now that's his 10th this season now.
Up onto double digits. Steps up calmly. And just sends the keeper the wrong way. He was going early there, Devon Simpson, trying to predict and then make the save, but subtle hesitation from Reynolds, ensuring that he was able to convert. And as I was saying, not even 5 minutes ago, the last thing you'd want if you're Dwight Jeremiah is to go down 2-0 now. Even though you're a man up, this one is a much tougher task to overturn. As Manchester High, even with the disadvantage, having 10 men, they've been very composed in the middle of the park. See confirmation, 10 goals this season, and then another free kick given for Manchester High. That time again, not the most contact, but infringement nonetheless from Alex Hutton. As we enter now first half stoppage time.
Brandon Brown will get things restarted for Manchester High.
And we'll have a minimum of 2 minutes at a time here at the end of this first half.
And there's confirmation of it, and a shot from Michael Reed is just wide of the post.
It was a snapshot, fell to him after an attempted clearance by William Knibb. Manchester High fans loving things at the moment. Yeah, just wasn't able to take advantage of the angle, and again William Knibb nearly playing themselves into trouble, but now maybe a chance for them before halftime.
Here's William Knibb now, they're charging forward. Flemings on the ball. Gallimore rather was trying to get that ball into the box for William Knibb. Just about a few seconds left to play in this first half. Manchester will be satisfied with the lead. Here they come charging forward now. Cahill Campbell tries to find Gallimore, and that one is shepherded by Messam for a goal kick. And that should be the last attempt offensively before Manchester still trying to see what they can come up with here. Michael Reed passes it back. And they're trying to move forward now. Fouls call, and Jaheim Brown and Vidal would take the free kick for Manchester. Here's Vidal. And there's the first half whistle. Manchester, they have, in their quest for their first ever schoolboy football title, they have a sort of a light because they take an advantage here into the half. William Knibb, they'll have some things to discuss. And even though Manchester High would be satisfied that they lead at the break, well, they'll have 45 minutes to battle with a man short. But at halftime, Manchester, they lead 2-0 over William Knibb.
So tasty. What a catch. With a caramel center. What a catch. And so much chocolate. Ooh, yeah, yeah, yeah. First it's crispy, then it's creamy. With so much chocolate, smooth and milky. And when you go a little deeper, you find caramel. Ooh, yeah, yeah, yeah. What a catch. Oh, 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 oh. What a catch. You know we love you. What a catch. Oh, 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 oh. First it's crispy, then it's creamy. What a catch.
And you need to make sure.
Need to. I'm the coach. And I'm the assistant coach.
No.
Your job is to bring the water and keep us hydrated. Matter of fact, where is the water? I've got it, coach.
The internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winfred Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.
We're back here at Manchester High School where the home team lead 2-0 over William Knibb. And this the first fixture of the Ben Francis Cup. And it has been a pretty eventful first half. William Knibb, they got the ball rolling, but it was Manchester High who started things off really. Initial shot here by Michael Reed, saved by Simpson, but Javante Gordon was there to clean up the mess. And in the 4th minute, we had our first goal. Manchester, they were pretty dominant, of course, showing that goals was always going to be their intention. They tried their best, trying to show the reason why they have 87 goals this season coming into this game, 88 now, 89 now, that they've scored 2. This man was brilliant. Shimon Reynolds, he was good all first half. Here it was again trying to find another pass, and that shot was wide by Michael Reed. They played on both ends of the field. Javante Gordon tried his best to get into the box, but instead, with that challenge, he was sent to the showers. A red card in the 30th minute that they did not need. But Reynolds was good, and because of his aggression, was able to win this penalty and convert it on the stroke of halftime. And that was where the second goal came from. Manchester, they've been taking their shots, 6 of them on target. They had 13. William Knibb yet to get on target. They've only been able to take 2 shots at goal. They've committed 9 fouls to Manchester's 4. No yellow cards shown, but the red card to Javante Gordon on the Manchester side. 4 corners they've had Manchester. William Knibb yet to take one. They have had 1 offside though. Well, the lion's share of possession going to Manchester High, who had 60%. But all that matters is that number at the top, 2-0 leaders at the break. Let's head over to Janae Robinson to see who she has lined up for us. Rather, let's take a break now and come back with more football action afterwards.
Money Mania loan promotion. This Christmas, borrow big and win bigger. Get $1.5 million or $2 million in loans at special reduced rates, plus a chance to win your share of $1 million. And new customers get double entries. The promotion runs from October 15 and is now extended to January 30, 2026. Visit any Chris and Charles branch or chrisandcharles.com for details. Chris and Charles, making life merry again. Conditions apply. Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Act.
This is Jamaica's season for giving thanks for what matters. It's the time to show up, be there for each other, and to feed our hope for a brighter tomorrow. Celebrate being together with a KFC festive feast. Get the new festive 9 bucket. Proceeds from each festive feast purchase go towards hurricane relief. KFC is finger licking good.
Every dream conquered is another dream game. I land and I fly again like a jet plane. Headed straight in your direction. 'Cause I'm wiser, one step closer. I'm winning 'cause I work so hard. And the music hits I play, and the people them I say we are my show tonight. Oh, what a feeling! Don't stop dreaming. Keep on believing in the power of the feeling. Whatever you want, take it.
Rivalry is back and the stakes are sky high. This December, Jamaica's Sunshine Girls storm into London to face England's Vitality Roses in a 2-match Horizon Netball Series showdown. And we're bringing every second to you live on CVM. On Saturday, December 13 and Sunday, December 14, cheer on the Sunshine Girls as they defend their dominance. Match time, 9 a.m. 2 teams, 2 battles, 1 island. Battered but not broken. Feel the speed, the energy, the fire. Sunshine Girls versus Vitality Roses, live from the Copper Box Arena. See it happen only on CVM TV and CVMTV.com. Brought to you by Best Dressed Chicken and Water.
For them also, immediately within a minute, they got their first goal. Kyle Chen, left-footed effort, free at the back post, and Vauxhall players being free in the box would become a theme of this encounter. That was the first, then we would see the second. Penalty won by a standout player today, Giovanni Cummings, and dispatched powerfully to give Vauxhall a 2-0 lead. They would keep on going, keep on attacking. They would win a second penalty. Kyle Chen winning. Cummins saved. Javon Wilson, excellent save to deny Vauxhall getting a third, but he couldn't do.
The 2025 Schoolboy football season is alive with drama, upsets and dreams yet to be fulfilled. The Manning Cup champions have fallen, failing to reach the quarterfinals, and the Acosta Cup kings, Garvin Maceo, have been dethroned, their crown released into the chase. Tonight, we look ahead to new heroes, new champions, and the battle that will define this season. This is High School Pitside, where legends are made and history awaits to be rewritten. I'm your football girlie, Janae Robinson, and alongside me is Daniel Bent. Yes. Later, we'll be joined by Giovanni Brady and Ronaldo Adams. Yes. So, for all of the viewers that, love to hear their banter, you catch them later. Well, purple rain becomes purple tears. North Street left to mourn as Kingston College are knocked out of the Manning Cup. KC needed to beat Calabar to advance to the quarterfinals. A 2-2 draw, not enough to see them advance. Here's how the game unfolded on CVM TV.
For the second successive day, the champions of one of the schoolboy football competitions have bowed out. This time, it's the champions of the urban area Manning Cup who have been booted. KC exit at the round of 16 stage despite a 2-2 draw with rivals Calabar, as it's the Lions who advance. KC delivered the first body blow through Sharif Ricketts early in the piece. But Calabar were back on level pegging in minute 21 thanks to Francesco Reed. The Lions then roared into the lead just 3 minutes later, courtesy of Jaheim Rankin. But the champions weren't done yet, and got even just on the stroke of half-time, thanks to Deshaun Byfield. 2-2 at half-time, and KC were still dreaming of continuing their title defence, and Calabar would have been on the edge. But neither team could find another breakthrough in the second 45 minutes plus, meaning the Purples were left feeding the Blues, and the green and black clad boys from Red Hills Road erupted into jubilant celebrations.
The result sees Calabar advancing along with Heidel from Group 2 of the second round. Calabar will now contest Zone B of the quarterfinals along with Eltham High, Stats and Vauxhall. Meanwhile, Excelsior, Heidel, Charlie Smith and Jamaica College are in Zone A. Guys, there's no KC in the mix. I know last week you guys are coming at me for my KC shirt, but there's no KC in the mix. We'll talk about them in the Walker Cup, so you can come off on my chest now, please.
Yes.
But that's what the Manny Cup is looking like right now. And to be very honest with you, I like what I'm seeing. I think we're seeing new talent being exposed and not what is confirmed to the status quo, I should say. You know, it's just a new script this year, and I like it.
Yeah, man, I think when you look at the fact that there was some banter in that Calabar is all a track and field school.
Yes.
That banter has gone through the window because Casey's now, as you were saying, is bleeding the purple tears. Yeah. I remember speaking to Coach Basso at the beginning of the season and he said that he would have lost a lot of players. I'm going to try to fix it. Yeah. They must get credit to reach this far. As I said, Walker Cup is now on the horizon for them. They have not won that trophy in a long time. So it's still a season that they can win a trophy. I know that the old boys at KC will say, Walker Cup, no, a Manny Cup more. Because remember, it is still their 100th year.
But some people may wonder, will that be enough for Kingston College? Because they have a rich history of just a football, sports background in general. So will that be enough for them this season?
I would think that the old boys will say no. I think the fans will also say no. But a trophy is a trophy, just like in England.
CVM Television is the official broadcaster of ISSA Schoolboy Football 2025. Unauthorized recording, broadcast or streaming of matches or related events is strictly prohibited.
Moments away from the second half kickoff here in Mandeville, Manchester. The home team, they lead 2-0 over William Knibb in this, the Ben Francis Cup. First round, of course, being contested. These two teams would have made the exit from the Costa Cup in the round of 16. But their chances of taking a title home are still alive with this knockout competition. Change at halftime, it looks like, for William Knibb. And we're off and running. Manchester down to 10 men after Javante Gordon received a red card for a headbutt on Caleb Houghton in the 30th minute.
Get behind the ball, get behind the ball.
So, one change for William Knibb. Prince Bernard coming on for Cahill Campbell. Not much for William Knibb to shout about. They've only had 2 shots in the game so far, none on target. Manchester, they've been doing most of the work. They've had most of the highlights, certainly.
Yeah, confirmation of the substitution. It's an attacking one. Prince Bernard coming on, 2 goals and 5 assists for William Knibb so far this season. Joint most assists for them. Joint on 5 with Richardinho Wilson. So Bernard, definitely more attack-minded than Campbell. And he'll be hoping that he can aid this team in making inroads into this game. Long throw taken for William Knibb as they try and get on the front foot. It's going to be another throw-in for them.
Michael, you! Number 6, you kind of attacking midfield.
Shimon Reynolds played that one. He's been having a fantastic game. Michael Reed trying to let him through now. Reynolds is coming forward. Reynolds is still him. One touch and a beautiful conversion. When you talk about flair and finesse, you have to mention that young man's name. Manchester, they have 3.
And Shimon Reynolds has 2 on the day. He has 11 on the season. It was a brilliant solo effort. In my mind, I was telling myself, you have the option, you have Troy Flemings to your right. Did not need him at all. As only 2 or 3 minutes into this second half, Shimon Reynolds gives them the 3rd goal of the game. It was a lovely ball in behind. 1v1 with his defender. Drifts right by him. That touch may be a bit heavy, but the finish, composure personified for Reynolds. Did so well, just drifted by Lewis. Can't say enough about that finish, right into the bottom corner. Had to deal with the ball bubbling. Did so well. And he's rewarded, as we said, his 11th goal of the season. Manchester High's 3rd goal of the afternoon. It's a mountain to climb for William Knibb. Even with a man down, Manchester High have been brilliant, and here they come again.
Here's Reynolds. Wasn't able to get by Lewis at that time. Yeah, they're certainly enjoying the fact that their school is leading. Mandeville stands on their shoulders. Manchester High. They're trying to bring some kind of schoolboy football glory to the parish. That's one swung into the box, and Flemings just taps that one wide.
Couldn't get the necessary spin on his shot, trying to hit it on the turn, but that one well wide. And you saw him sort of reenact maybe the finish he wanted afterwards in the box, but there's another free kick here. The theme of the first half was a lot of fouls being given by a referee, but for William Knibb, it's the last thing he really needed. Fresh off halftime, new instructions given to his charges. Dwight Jeremiah, halftime substitute, bringing on Prince Bernard, hoping to start to make inroads. Yeah. Maybe to cut the lead in half, but right off the bat, 3-0 now. And this is going to be a long way back for William Knibb.
Free kick taken, and it's long. It's into the box. The goalkeeper doesn't clean up nicely, but he does well enough. Elijah Ward to grab onto the ball, and Manchester has shown that even though they're without their talisman, Javante Gordon, they're down to 10 men. It's no problem.
And again, William Knibb just trying to orchestrate playing out from the back. That time a couple of good touches, but when they try and play that final ball through the lines, it's not been there. But here's another opportunity.
This one is brought through, and running away with it is Prince Bernard, the substitute, and he loses his footing. A left-footed shot, not able to get off how he'd like. And the Ward, no threat for him.
I've seen it quite a bit in this game so far. A lot of players losing footing. And that time, at the worst possible moment for Bernard, because it finally broken in behind, and now Manchester High breaking behind.
That would have let Reynolds loose
on a hat trick, and he's certainly feeling like he'll be able to get that today. Lovely drop of the shoulder though. And again, it's just that ball that they try and play in behind the lines that hasn't quite been there.
That one cleared away by Daniel Bartley. William Knibb, their patience hasn't really brought fruit for them yet. They have an advantage with a player. They have 11. And they have to try to make use of the fact that Javante Gordon is out. He's been sent off, but I mean, he was playing in the front three, so their defense is still intact. Manchester. This one's swung into the box. Free kick awarded to William Knibb.
That time just a late challenge, and he's gonna actually need some treatment here. But again, rare opportunity for William Knibb. Haven't had a lot of them from set pieces. I remember one distinctly in the first half that it was Aldina Vernon who whipped it towards the back stick, but this one certainly in shooting range. And you've seen Alex Hutton now. He looks like he's maybe ready to take this one on, but has to be opportunities like these for William Knibb, because as we've seen, I mean, from open play they've struggled quite a bit to break through that last line of the Manchester High defense. Maybe it's this opportunity for them to grab a goal that would maybe rejuvenate, revitalize their team as they try and get back into this game. Hutton and Jaheim Brown both stand over it.
I think Hutton was going to take this one. And this certainly is within shooting distance, so no doubt they'll probably go for goal here. Hutton takes a shot just over the crossbar. Not a bad shot, you know, but not bearing fruit.
Yeah, Jaheim Brown just left it for his leading goal scorer, but didn't really pick either corner. Got good enough power on it, but not enough dip to trouble Jalasia Ward, and Manchester High are off the hook. And now they look to get off to another fly as they try and come forward, but good defending in the middle of the park for William Knibb, and now maybe a chance for them.
Here's Brown. Brown does well to skip past one defender. Somehow gets through the traffic. Still holds on to it, Brown. Finds a pass now to Vernon. And Vernon passes out into no man's land. Brown does well, but not well enough. Manchester get the throw.
And those are the moments where you see really the youth of this William Knibb team coming into play. Win back possession, and Brown just keeping a hold of it, keeping things sticking, and the ball came to Vernon, maybe just trying to make something happen that wasn't quite there. Instead of retaining possession, trying to find someone in that last line, and that's a late challenge.
I think going to the referee's book, Jaheim Brown.
Yeah, the yellow card is out for William Knibb's number 7. And because he was frustrated, especially with Vernon, as he wanted him, I think, to just keep a hold of possession. Still in discussions with him, but he and his team indeed have to be careful that they don't lose their heads.
Was trying to get that one inside for Reynolds. Manchester still have a chance here, but again the surface allowing it difficult to hold on to the ball and control it as they would like, but nonetheless they'll keep possession. Manchester, here we go again. Michael Reed, not able to convert. They can go again, Manchester. Shot is blocked, deflected to the goalkeeper. And Simpson just picks it up and starts the offense for his team.
Another really well worked move down the left flank for Manchester High. That time again, William Knibb defending in numbers, doing well to win it back, and Manchester High just head it back to Jaleja Ward, who can now pick it up. Again, it was Shamon Reynolds, the engineer, the architect for Manchester High. And indeed, if they are to go on and win this game and go on to the quarterfinals of the Ben Francis Cup, without Javante Gordon, he will have to be the main man as another late free kick. Another challenge. This time was a substitute, Prince Bernard. And Conrad Messam, I think he's going to require some attention here.
Yeah, while he gets that attention, I'm glad you brought up the fact that they'll be, going forward to the next round of this competition without their talisman. The 4 teams that currently are in position to join the 4, William Knibb, Manchester. Just before we continue that conversation, here's a look back at that goal there from Reynolds. Tucked away beautifully. Skipped past one challenge. The touch too heavy, but no problem for him. Could have been some danger there again for William Knibb. But of course, the 4 that would not advance to the semi-finals of the DaCosta Cup, they come into the next round of the Ben Francis Cup to join the 4 teams here already. Those teams at this point, referee weighs off that challenge. Cornwall College, Clarendon College, Christiana High, McGrath High, who won this competition for their first ever schoolboy football trophy 2 seasons ago. So they'll be back in familiar territory should they fail to advance to the semi-finals of the DaCosta Cup. But even though those teams are in those positions at this point, they still have chances to go through to the semi-finals. So it's not written in stone as yet. As Manchester, a ferocious strike there coming from Devontae Vidal, but ferociously over the crossbar.
Yeah, it was a marauding run. Vidal trying to get on the end of the pass, and he did get there, but maybe seeing his name in lights, had just a bit too much power on it. Went through well high and wide over the bar. And William Knibb again try and go direct to Hutton, who's not had much to feed off today. That pass again had too much on it.
Cornwall College, they lost against Kings Hill on Wednesday. That was yesterday. They're the best 3rd place team. Here's Manchester. Michael Reed. He's dispossessed and he goes back to commit the foul. Pretty aggressive foul on Campbell.
Yeah, so just to continue on your thought, Gerard, we'll have 2 round 1 games of the Ben Francis Cup as William Knibb take the free kick straight into the arms of Jaleja Ward. This game, Manchester High against William Knibb, is well, this will decide one of the games of the quarterfinals. We have tomorrow, Ocho High take on Old Harbour High in Draxall, and the winner of that game would also advance. In terms of this fixture, again, as Manchester High tried to come forward, the winner of this game will go on to face, as we said, the best third place team from the quarterfinals of the Costa Cup. It's currently Cornwall College, who are on 3 points, but as we said, things could easily change. Cornwall College go up against Glenmuir High in their final game of the quarterfinals, which is set to be an absolute cracker. Glenmuir on top of their zone 1, 6 points, 2 wins from 2. And the other 2 teams that are going to be directly into the quarterfinal are Garvey Maceo and Mannings, who got a bye from this first round of the Ben Francis Cup. As a cross comes into the box for
I think that was a handball by Hutton.
Yeah, it just was out of his reach, and maybe a bit of frustration there from him, but free kick to Manchester. So we'll see Garvey Maceo and Mannings in the Ben Francis Cup quarterfinal. As things stand, it looks like we'll be seeing Manchester High there. Still some football left to play here, and then we'll see one of Ocho High or Old Harbour High will kick off tomorrow their clash, as I said, in Draxall. So set to be some fireworks in the Ben Francis Cup quarterfinals, as we'll once again see the defending, well, who were the defending champions in Garvey Maceo, as they'll re-enter schoolboy football at the quarterfinal stage of the Ben Francis Cup. But here's Manchester
forward. Manchester trying to come forward, and the shot is saved.
Lightning quick counter attack from Manchester High, catching William Knibb unawares, and that time Devon Simpson equal to it. Got out quickly, made himself big, and made the save. It's going to be a throw-in for Daniel Bartley. Another opportunity for a Manchester High long throw in towards this near post. Haven't come to fruition, these long throws just yet, but more danger for William Knibb.
Here's a long throw from Manchester. Only fall into a purple shirt. Shot from Brown is blocked. Thought of it. Can't find his footing. Instead, he lays it off to Flemings. Flemings. Wonderful pass, and it's tucked away nicely by Michael Reed. He was knocking at the door, and finally it has opened. Manchester, they're marching on to history. 4-0.
Yeah, you said Michael Reed was knocking on the door. He's been great all day today as well. But it's all about Jordan Flemings here. Good play initially, and Flemings driving to the byline. A bit of luck as the defender falls, but perfectly pulled back to the edge of the 6-yard box. Very good play initially. It was vital. And Fleming's perfect pass across the box, and Michael Reed right through the legs of Simpson. His 3rd goal of the season, and Jordan Flemings his 11th assist of the season. Far and away their chief creator, Manchester High. And this game looks like it may just be over as a contest. 4-0 up Manchester High. We thought the red card maybe would have given William Knibb an opportunity to get a foothold in this game, but since then 3 Manchester High goals, 2 from Reynolds, and now a 4th from Michael Reed. He may have just put William Knibb to the sword, and Manchester High have 1 foot in the Ben Francis Cup quarterfinals.
Yeah. At this point, I think William Knibb, who still have a few minutes to play, we're hoping that this can just be over already. Still lots of time left though, so they try to salvage what they can. But Manchester, they're flying high and they're going where they've gone before. William Knibb now is all about just getting a shot, getting a goal, trying to get some kind of restoration, solidation.
Yeah, any goal from William Knibb now, you have to assume will just be a consolation in this game, with time ticking away, and Devon Simpson, their backup goalkeeper, still down receiving treatment. Looking like they're heavily taping that knee. They tried to go down to make the save, but Manchester High, we'll be seeing more of them in schoolboy football this season. And they'll be eagerly watching the remainder of the DaCosta Cup quarterfinals. There's just one game left to play for all the teams in the quarterfinals of the DaCosta Cup. As we kick off once again, a reminder for our viewers, Glenmuir take on Cornwall College and Kemps Hill battle with McGrath. That's in Zone 1. As things stand, that zone hasn't quite been decided. Glenmuir on 6 points, but if Cornwall can manage a heavy victory, they could see themselves overturn what's a big goal difference at the moment. And in Zone 2, Stets currently lead the way. Dintil behind them for Clarendon College and Christiana. Stets and Dintil both on 4 points, and they will go to battle in the final game of Zone 2, and that one is going to be an absolute firecracker of a game. So lots more schoolboy football to come, and lots more from Shamon Reynolds.
Here's Reynolds trying to go forward. He has to this game already. Will he get the hat trick? Almost. Devon Simpson didn't see exactly where the ball was going after he made the initial save, but it landed right into his path and he was able to grab it quickly before Flemings could pounce on it. Another shot comes in, another save. Flemings passes it back, and now they have to reset Manchester. Reynolds. They go all the way back now, Manchester. Ball is sent forward, and Reynolds was almost through again. This should be something special now for Manchester. Instead, the offside is called.
Yeah, just a bit over eager that time, Troy and Flemings, but there's so much space for them at the moment, and you'd be hard pressed to imagine that this game ends 4-0 as things stand, because Manchester High are still knocking at the door, still coming forward with numbers. And it almost seems as if William Knibb are the team with 10 men at the moment. The way how Manchester High are pressing up the pitch, and the way they're defending as well, as Jaleja Ward comes way out of his goal.
He's brought down and win the foul.
To be fair, he's bailed out there by the referee, because he came out, got into a challenge, yes, and yes, it was a foul, but in that situation, he tried to shepherd it out instead of going across and playing the ball out. He's going to receive, or he's going to need some treatment rather. Again, Manchester High will be hoping to keep a clean sheet, keep their form as good as possible going into the quarterfinals. Their fans will be hoping for more goals. And I mean, at this point, William Knibb probably hoping that time moves a little bit quicker, because they're struggling massively in this second half. And Manchester High are flying.
He's receiving some attention now. Much needed there. Yeah, so we've had 4 goals in this encounter, and they started as early as the 4th minute in the first half. The initial shot from Michael Reed parried away, but Javante Gordon was there to clean up. He got his 29th of the season. That was a first. Shimon Reynolds then won a penalty for his team, but she stood up to convert on the stroke of halftime. And they took a 2-0 lead into the break. As soon as they got out, they continued where they left off. Reynolds picked up, tucked that one away nicely after pretty aggressive touch. And that wasn't a problem for him though. And then shortly, a while ago, 66th minute, the goal from Michael Reed after this lovely pass from Troydian Flemings. He's going through his paces. He may get a chance to come onto the pitch.
Yeah, that's Khalil Elliott, substitute goalkeeper for Manchester High, and for the time being, Jaleja Ward will continue. And we're back on the way.
Manchester will come away with it. They're charging forward. That's a lovely ball through. Not quite dealt with. Lewis eventually clears. Flemings. Lovely ball inside. There's DeAndre Reed. William Knibb come away with it. Gallimore.
Just to confirm, a substitution that was made by William Knibb. As you can see, the number 9 no longer the patient. It looks like another substitution being prepared here, as Dwight Jeremiah just having a word with his substitute, but Kishan Stevenson is on in place of Alex Hutton. And a substitution that was made previously that we just want to confirm for Manchester High, as Damani Myers went off and he was replaced by Alwyn Freighter. And there's going to be another substitution for William Knibb, as it's now going to be Khalil Campbell coming off, and he's going to be replaced by the number 13 for William Knibb. That's Tevante Hutchinson. And going to be another substitution. Here is substitution in goal for Manchester High. Jaleja Ward takes his leave after that foul. Unable to continue, and he's replaced to a very warm ovation by Khalil Elliott. And another Manchester High substitution as Troydian Flemings makes his way off, and he is replaced by Jaleel McKenzie. And we're back on the way now with William Knibb. And more pressure being put on by Manchester High.
Was trying to find Smith. It's Collins. Smith. All by himself. And And a lovely conversion there by Jaleel McKenzie. Jaleel McKenzie, the substitute, makes it 5 of the best for Manchester. And surely, they smell quarter-final entry.
Yeah, that's game, set, and match for Manchester High. Pretty much his first touch of the game, Jaleel McKenzie. William Knibb heads have all dropped, and it's all smiles for John Chambers. He knows that he's coached his boys to a very good win here. Playing with 10 men for the majority of this game has not mattered at all, and as soon as we've confirmed the substitution of McKenzie into the game, he's made his mark already, and he's onto the ball once again, trying to drive away, and that time he's pulled back. Free kick for Manchester High, and Manchester High will be heading into the Ben Francis Cup quarter-finals, and this is some performance, some statement, and they'll be hoping that maybe they can add some more to this as their captain comes forward and strike is blocked.
They continue to go for goal, Manchester. They have made a few changes. The attempted ball over the top for Denmark Brown. And here's a look at that goal again. A lovely pass to the through, and he was all by himself. Just him, the goalkeeper, and the man above. And McKenzie. All that was left for him to do was to put it into the back of the net. She obliged to do.
Yeah, vicious finish from McKenzie. Absolutely ferocious with the strike as a player down off the ball for William Knibb. That's Ricardino Wilson. But yeah, it's just, you can see maybe a little tired legs for William Knibb as Manchester High found the overload, and they found a player that was free in space and made absolutely no mistake, and there was really no chance for Devon Simpson that time. The amount of power behind the strike. And these fans, as we said, loving things, loving the scoreline. And quite frankly, 10 minutes plus stoppage time to play. I mean, this might not even be the end of the scoring this afternoon, because if Manchester High want to, they've gone forward at will, they've scored at will. And at the moment, well, I was about to say Khalil Elliott is not under a lot of pressure, but it's because Devon Simpson is down once again for William Knibb, and yes, that same right knee that's heavily taped, and he is the backup keeper, and I don't actually think that they have a third choice that's on the bench. As we heard pre-game, if you're joining us late on, their first choice keeper is unavailable. William Knibb, obviously one of the teams that was heavily affected by the passage of Hurricane Melissa. Their squad, a lot of the members of the squad having lost a lot of possessions, a few members of the squad losing their homes entirely. So it's difficult to deal with injuries especially, but kudos to Devon Simpson. He's battling through it, gingerly back to his feet.
Well, we're into the 82nd minute, just over 9 left to play, or just less than 9 left to play. Manchester, they went down 10 men. Here's a goal scorer, squaring this one nicely. Shot is wide from Collins. McKenzie, nice delivery into the box, and not able to come up with something good. But nonetheless, they have another chance, Manchester. What can they make of this? They've been good at going for goal, doing what they do best. That one is parried away, but not under danger. The follow-up from McKenzie. Straight into the arms of Simpson.
Yeah, he's in the mood today. Came on, got his first, looking for more. Whole host of changes up front for Manchester High. Ludwig Collins was the man with the chance earlier. Samuel Smith also. Another change up top. Them now having the luxury to get some minutes into the legs of some of the players that didn't start this game and keep legs fresh for the quarterfinals. And Shamon Reynolds, one of those players that they'll look to keep fresh, because his performance today was quite brilliant. He's one of the players who has gone off, and you have to assume if they're going to progress into the semi-finals and beyond in the Ben Francis Cup, he will have to play a massive part, because as we said, they're going into, as that's a free kick against Manchester High for handball on Jaleel McKenzie, but going into the quarterfinals without Javante Gordon, he's going to have a much bigger load to bear as another Manchester High substitution, and a massive ovation for their captain Conrad Messam. Deserved ovation. He's had a great season, performed really well this afternoon as well. Marshall his defense, passes off the armband to Devontae Vidal, and he will be replaced here. As I said, rapturous ovation, and he is replaced by number 30, Sheldon Senior for Manchester High. As a ball in behind, very nearly dangerous for William Knibb, as he was angling, stealing in at that back post, but unfortunately for them, he couldn't quite get on the end of it.
Not long for them to hold on, Manchester.
William Knibb initially won it back, and now they're trying to win it back again high up the pitch. Still showing determination, our William Knibb.
The shot is wide from Stevenson.
And it's something that they, I think, could have been hoping that they could have showed earlier on in this game. Now swarming the Manchester High defenders, winning that ball back deep inside Manchester High territory, and getting the opportunity for Stevenson's shot. Now they've lost out. Good play in the midfield. And Manchester High keep hold of it, and now they'll probably just look to see out the rest of this game. Or will they? Brilliant ball forward. Well defended though. That time is Siobhan Lewis. Once again though, Manchester High are on it. And again they win it back from William Knibb.
Not able to hold on to that one. Just trying to be a little bit too fancy, but somehow gets it back, McKenzie.
There's going to be another Manchester High free kick. Senior did well that time to get around his man. It was Siobhan Lewis who was covering. An opportunity for Manchester High. I'm not too sure they'll commit too many players forward. There's going to be another substitution here. I believe it's William Knibb, and that looks to be on the far side. Number 18 heading off, and he's replaced by the number 12, Sean Bailey. And as you can see, a lot of the younger players now coming into the game for William Knibb. An opportunity for them to taste some Ben Francis Cup action. Another substitution for William Knibb, as it's Jordan McIntosh coming on.
Victoria Bailey swinging that one inside, and McKenzie was trying to get back the possession for his Manchester team. Bailey, the senior. Oh, a bit of a tussle there between the players. It was a pretty tough tackle by Prince Bernard, the substitute. Obviously not to the liking of DeAndre Reed.
Yeah, a bit of a flashpoint here in the game, but just going to be a talking to. Well, there's going to be a caution for maybe both of them, but we'll just see a lid kept on this as, yeah, yellow card for both.
Both Bailey and Bernard into the referee's books.
Yeah, standard procedure.
So initially it was a good tackle on Senior, but yeah, that foul was actually on DeAndre Reed. Of course, any teammate would want to defend their fellow player. See the referees here deliberating, just ensuring that they have their checks together. Just 1 minute left in regular time. Manchester surely into the Ben Francis Cup quarterfinals, and they'll still look to add one more if they could. Bailey. A ball straight into the hands of Simpson. That was a wayward shot there from Collins. Quite of an ambitious effort there, really. As we pass the 90th minute, shouldn't be long now before we get confirmation of the 2 additional minutes before we get to the final whistle.
Again, right to the very end, William Knibb trying to play out. They've been caught out again.
Here's Manchester with a chance to score 6, and that was a weak left-footed shot by Samuel Smith. And over William Knibb, they be just counting down. They'll still try to get that consolation goal. We'll see if they get it. Manchester come forward again. That's a lovely ball inside, and defended, cleared away. Bernard now is brought down. Rough tackle. Yeah, there'll be a lot more for him to celebrate about once that final whistle is blown. Manchester with a late charge here. Outside flag goes up. And the Collins, the man at the center of it. So this should be the final kick. There it is, full time in Mandeville. And Manchester High march into the Ben Francis Cup quarterfinals with a dominant 5-0 win. 4 different scorers, total control. And even a red card for their talisman, Gordon, couldn't slow them down. You know, it was a statement performance. Manchester advance in style. They halt William Knibb's quest for history. There's confirmation of that full-time score. 5-0. Manchester winners over William Knibb. They march into the quarterfinals of the Ben Francis Cup.
We need to pass the ball quicker, much quicker. And you need to make sure. I'm the coach. And I'm the assistant coach. No. Your job is to bring the water and keep us hydrated. Matter of fact, where's the water? I've got it, coach.
Crispy, creamy, what a catch, so tasty. What a catch, with a caramel center. What a catch, and so much chocolate. Ooh yeah. First it's crispy, then it's creamy, with so much chocolate, smooth and milky. And when you go a little deeper, it's like caramel. Ooh yeah. What a catch, oh, what a catch, you know we love you. What a catch, oh. First it's crispy, then it's creamy. What a catch.
Jamaica's season for giving thanks for what matters. It's the time to show up, be there for each other, and to feed our hope for a brighter tomorrow. Celebrate being together with a KFC festive feast. Get the new festive 9 bucket. Proceeds from each festive feast purchase go towards hurricane relief. KFC is finger licking good.
Back here in Mandeville, where Manchester High are relishing the fact that they're 5-0 winners over William Knibb. And they move on to the Ben Francis Cup quarterfinals with that win. It was, although pretty intense, well, should I say a goal-filled day for Manchester, because they showed coming into this game with 87 goals, the most in the competition. They added 5 to that. Might I add 5 of some of the finest. Here are the highlights of that encounter. They got their first goal as early as the 4th minute when this shot from Michael Reed, initially saved by Devon Simpson, but Javante Gordon, who had 28 goals coming into this one, he got his 29th in the 4th minute. They were up 1-0 at that point. Manchester really were the most dominant team, or the more dominant team, showed why they have scored so many goals this season. They kept going and kept going. Shimon Reynolds, that man, the number 10, he provided most of the opportunity for his team to go forward. They lost their talisman when he did this. Javonte Gordon got sent to an early shower, so they'll be without him for the quarterfinals. But that didn't stop their reign of goals when they had this man here. Some may say that was a soft penalty, but a penalty nonetheless. And Reynolds, on the stroke of halftime, sent them 2-0 up. Second half, they came right out the blocks and continued where they left off. He specifically left off where he picked up from where he left off. Shimon Reynolds got his second of the game in the 48th minute. His 11th of the season. 3-0 at that point for Manchester. And it was all them. They continued getting the shots off. They were not going to stop. They weren't happy with just 3. They weren't happy with allowing William Knibb to sit back and soak up the pressure. They forced them. This was their 4th. A fantastic cross into the box by Flemings, and Jaheel McKenzie was there to slot it home. Michael Reed was there to slot it home. Reynolds, he continued. That could have been their 5th one, but Devon Simpson did well enough after losing sight of the ball to get it back. They would eventually get the 5th though. A beautiful pass onto the inside for Jaheel McKenzie. And the substitute just had one job, slot it home, and that he did, to give Manchester their 5th goal and the win. Let's hear now from the coaches. Janae Robinson is standing by.
Here with the coach of William Knibb High, Coach Dwight Jeremiah. This was a tough defeat for you guys, especially considering Manchester played with 10 men for a significant portion of the game. What do you think went wrong for your boys today?
Well, first thing with 10 players is not always an advantage. Sometimes we see it so often in world football. But aside from that, I just want to use the opportunity first to say I'm proud of the boys, the way they've gotten here now. We were fighting with Manchester in the first half, but I think a little tactical stuff went wrong. In 5 days we were practicing something in 5 minutes. We stepped away from it a little bit and conceded, but we were going on fairly well. I felt we were okay if we went in at halftime at 1-0 down. I think the referee blundered big time on the penalty. I don't normally call out referees, but it was poor. And then we had to change second half. We're never a type of team that was able to go toe-to-toe with the teams who are more experienced than we are. And once we had to do that, it was always going to be a risk. But you know, we just have to get the mindset that realize that when you're chasing or you're behind in a do-or-die game, you try something else. And but I'm proud of how they did in that first half, and we caused Manchester some problems on the counter, which is what we wanted to continue to do. But once that penalty was called by the referee, it messes everything up. And I'm not saying the result would have been different, but we would have approached it differently. And it's poor the way he went about that one.
One thing I've always admired about you is that even in defeat, you're always smiling. A result like this can be tough for the boys, as in it may be a little bit easier for you to manage. But what is the immediate message that you want to send to them, especially considering the climate of events that are happening?
I can smile because I know today is not the climax of what we're working on. I know I've seen stuff today that we can, if we can keep this bunch together and add some quality to it, and they play a little bit more, I think give me 2 years and I think I'll be knocking at the door where the trophy might be on the other side of the door. I'm confident of that, and that's why I can smile, because I see really good promise with these youngsters. As I said, the average age 15. Some of them just turned 14 yesterday, 2 days before now. So that's why I can smile, because I think if I do it right with this program, I'll be doing good in a couple of years' time.
A confident coach and happy and proud coach of his boys. Thank you, coach, and all the best.
Thank you very much. And all the best to Manchester going forward. Yeah.
And now we welcome the head coach of Manchester High, Coach Janoy Chambers. You were smiling for predominantly 90 minutes. A 5-0 win, impressive on its own, but to be doing it while playing 10 men is something else entirely. What do you think this performance says about the mentality and character of your boys?
Funny enough, we tasked the boys yesterday. This Ben Francis game is not so much about ability, and going forward it's all about character and mentality. And it so happened that one of our players got a red card, and it tests our mentality. And what I like most this afternoon is that they stick to our principles. They didn't stray, and to be honest, they were the ones who fixed it tactically. So even half time I asked them simply, what decision did you guys make? And I said, coach, we played 4-4-1. I said, all right, you made that decision and it's working, so we'll work with that. And that's what I really asked of them, to show leadership and ownership, accountability, and that's one of the key things from this afternoon.
Sounds like you're doing a bit of work off the field as well, coach, right?
We're doing a lot of work. Not a bit, we're doing a lot of work. Believe it or not, football is a very, very demanding job. You can't sleep, really. I was talking to the test coach yesterday, and he said you only sleep in January. So it's a lot of work. A lot of people underestimate the work that coaches do, but we do put in a lot of work. And kudos to William Knibb, and we just have pushed on to the next round.
You're on to the quarterfinals of the Ben Francis Cup, and with confidence sky high after a win like this, how do you keep your boys grounded as they, have other fixtures in the competition?
We have to be grounded. Manchester has, as I said earlier, have never won a senior schoolboy football title. So we're not no favorites, so we have to just keep ourselves grounded and just push on.
All the best, coach.
Thank you.
Yeah, so let's take a look at the statistics now for this game. Manchester had a whopping 26 shots, 15 of those on target. William Knibb could only manage 5, and they just got 1 on target. They had 3 more fouls than Manchester did. Got the lone yellow card shown. Well, there was a yellow card each for Manchester and William Knibb. Red card too shown to one of the Manchester players, their talisman Javante Gordon. So they'll have to do some rearranging come the quarterfinals, and we'll see how they do it. They had 6 corners. William Knibb did not get a corner for this game. 2 offsides to Manchester, 1 more than William Knibb, and they had 65% of the possession. But all that matters at the end of the day is that 5-0 scoreline at the top of your screen, confirming a win for Manchester High. Time now to see who our Bert's Auto Parts top striker is, and no doubt it is the number 10, Shimon Reynolds. 10 in nature and number. 2 goals on this day, and he was phenomenal throughout the entire game. Showed flair, finesse, fashion, and control, consistency, composure, especially with that goal. Best choice for our top striker of today's game. Well, Manchester, they'll be going home to glory. 5-0 winners over William Knibb. They move on to the quarterfinals of the Ben Francis Cup. They'll await their opponents. And schoolboy football will continue on CVM this week. You don't want to miss it. Friday, we'll be back with more football. Bye-bye for now.